striking power in service of peace by understanding cultural backgrounds. Here's an expanded version of the paragraph. Imagine a scenario where a misunderstanding between two individuals sparks a heated argument, which escalates into an all-out conflict. This is often the result of a fundamental lack of understanding of cultural backgrounds. Think about it: a simple comment or gesture that may seem harmless to one person can be perceived as deeply offensive or insensitive to another. For instance, in some cultures, direct eye contact is a sign of respect, while in others it's considered aggressive or confrontational. Similarly, in some cultures, physical touch is a common way to show affection, while in others it's a breach of personal space. When we fail to consider these cultural nuances, we risk misinterpreting each other's intentions and escalating conflicts. This lack of understanding can have far-reaching consequences, from strained relationships to full-blown conflicts. In the worst-case scenario, it can even lead to violence or even war. But what if we could harness the power of cultural understanding to prevent these conflicts from arising in the first place? That's where striking power in service of peace comes in. By developing a deep appreciation for the diverse perspectives that shape human experiences, we can build bridges of comprehension and empathy between individuals from different backgrounds. This, in turn, can help to break down barriers and overcome seemingly insurmountable differences. To achieve this, we need to cultivate a culture of active listening, where we ask open-ended questions and seek to understand the underlying values and assumptions that drive our interactions. This requires a willingness to challenge our own biases and assumptions, and to see the world from the other person's point of view. By doing so, we can unlock a more nuanced and empathetic understanding of the complex cultural dynamics that shape our relationships. And it's not just about avoiding conflicts, it's about building stronger, more meaningful connections with others, and creating a more harmonious and peaceful world. Cultural backgrounds are indeed a rich tapestry, intricately woven from the threads of history, values, social norms, and personal experiences. These threads intersect and overlap in complex ways, shaping the very fabric of our lives. As a result, they influence not only the way we communicate, but also how we navigate relationships, build trust, and even manage our emotions. For instance, in many Asian cultures, direct communication is considered impolite or even confrontational, whereas in Western cultures, it's often seen as a sign of respect and openness. This fundamental difference in communication styles can lead to misunderstandings and miscommunications, highlighting the importance of cultural sensitivity in our personal and professional lives. Let's take a closer look at the concept of time, which is often taken for granted in Western societies. As mentioned earlier, the way we perceive time can be relative in many Eastern cultures. For example, in some Asian cultures, the concept of time is not just a linear progression, but rather a holistic experience that incorporates past, present, and future. This is reflected in the concept of Rina, which roughly translates to fullness of time in Mandarin Chinese. Rina encompasses not just the passage of time, but also the emotions, relationships, and experiences that are embedded within it. In contrast, Western societies tend to prioritize punctuality, often viewing time as a commodity that needs to be managed and optimized. This cultural difference can lead to clashes, especially in professional settings where time-sensitive deadlines and appointments are the norm. For instance, a Japanese business partner may view a 9 a.m. meeting as a starting point, whereas a Westerner might view it as a fixed, rigid deadline. This nuance highlights the importance of cultural intelligence in navigating conflicts and resolving disputes. When we're aware of these underlying cultural differences, we can take a more empathetic and adaptive approach to communication. building trust and rapport with individuals from diverse backgrounds. By acknowledging and respecting these cultural nuances, we can foster more effective collaboration, cooperation, and peace in our personal and professional lives.